Hello, folks. If you're here, say hello, drop a name, where you're from, and so we can give you a shout out. Hey, Garth, what's up? Welcome, boss. Good to see you. Todd, what's going on, boss? Mr. McCook, you're back home. Great, finally, right? With all that turmoil at the airport. Good to see that you're back home safe. Randy from Florida, respect. Welcome to iGoat chat. Whoever else is there, just drop your name and where you at so we can give you a shout out. It is hot. No, we're on the farm, so there's no AC on the farm. There's a nice little wind um, lately this evening, but God said the heat's affecting my goats. Yeah, unexpected. Lots of water, electrolytes, and lots of fresh water. And if you're grazing, make sure water is available or shade is available also. If the goats are penned up, just make sure that you have enough water there and ventilation, because you don't want heat stroke on the goats or heat stress. So make sure you take care of that. Who else is here? If you're here, just drop your name, give her a shout out. And don't forget to share. Share the link, share with anybody that you think would be interested in what we talk about here on iGo Chat. Tonight's gonna be, just a light conversation, just a quick review of our experience at Denbigh 2023. For the ones who follow us on a regular basis, they'll see the social media post and the experience, some of the experience we had there. It was a good, really good Denbigh for us. It was interesting, but it was really good. Different from what we did last year. So we'll get into it and explain why we weren't at the livestock area versus we were at over by Development Bank of Jamaica. So we'll explain all of that. Hanif, what's going on, boss? Top of the evening to you too, sir. All right, so let's get into it. First off the top, I gotta show some gratitude and some respect and love to a whole bunch of people that helped us to get through the weekend. I think first and foremost, I gotta thank the Cabra Ranch staff, Cabra Ranch people, our little crew here at the farmer team pulled through. Things were very hectic. Things got really busy, and It so happens that our milk production was up, peaked, and I think at this moment is the most milk we're getting ever. And it so happens to be at the time when we needed all the milk we could get in order to have a successful showing at Denbigh. So I got to give the team enough props and thanks for their commitment to make sure that we had milk to make the products and to satisfy the demand on us from the various agencies. We had orders from Jamaica Development Bank, no, the Jamaica Development Dairy Board, JDDB. We had order from RADA, and then we had some personal orders on the condensed milk side, and so there was a lot. And it's the orders were you know good quality quantity. Cheese, they had cheese orders too. The Italian cheese that Trudy makes. So we needed every ounce of milk that was being produced on the farm. We needed that for a good period of time in order to fulfill those those orders and to have product to show in our booth. So that's number one. Thanking the team here. Then I gotta give thanks to and a special shout out to the Jamaica Development Bank of Jamaica for their invitation to participate at their pavilion. And that invitation came out of nowhere. No, but we had an affiliation with them on some other projects. And then out of nowhere that came. And it goes back to what I always tell people to get your thing in order. Get your business in order. Make sure you have certain things in order because you never know when an opportunity is going to come knocking. Our plan was to be over by the livestock here like we did last year and, do our presentation there and I go chat over there. And then we got the call from DBJ and we said, okay, we'll figure out a way to do both. And then Hypro said they're not going to have a tent in the livestock section. So when we got that news, it was late in the game. I was like, we're not going to be able to arrange our own tent at this late stage of the game over by the livestock area. So we just said, okay, we'll just do the DBJ tent. And it worked out very well for us and all who were involved because the DBJ seemed like they're very happy. So I got to give them thanks for the invitation. Thanks to the JDDB, thanks to Rada, Maxine Brown at Rada. Enough respect. I think she got into her thing early, placing her orders early. So there's no way she was going to get left out. And then Mr. Parks from the JDDB, anytime Mr. Parks call, we have to make sure that whatever he wants, we try to accommodate because he's a really good friend of Cabo Ranch and we appreciate it. Not that Paul and them aren't from, but Mr. Parks come first. He was the first one that came to visit and let us know that he'll do anything within his power to support what we're trying to do. And he's always there to help us, and he's always there to have us participate in things that the JDDB have going on. So yeah, big respect to those people. Respect to shout out to, the colonel over by Hypro. He came through and explained what happened with why they're not over by the livestock area this year. Dane Patterson, He gave us, the respect goes to when they come and said and tell you straight up what's going on. You can respect that, you know. They didn't go MIA or try to avoid having a conversation about it. So I gotta respect that and I appreciate that and looking forward to next year bigger and better as promised. Um, Khalil, respect for always showing love and respect and appreciate and support. Um, and then who else? Who am I missing that was directly showing support? Oh, no, I'm getting to Denny's. I'm getting to what you call mind map. Yeah. Um, so then again, I was transitioning into Denise. So Denise Johnson, I want to give a massive, massive respect and show love and gratitude. Denise is on social media. She's Mind Map. You guys should check her out. And she, from start, I think she started helping us from grazing times. Yeah, we just like randomly ask, and she's like, sure. And so she was instrumental in guiding us and coming up with creative ideas. I'm surprised she's still like us, knowing how back and forth we go and changing things. But she was the driving force behind coordinating our presentation and taking care of the little things and major things for us so we can concentrate on getting us together to do the showing. So enough respect to Denise, big respect and little helper. Denise little helper. So we appreciate it. And last but not least, I want to thank the iGoat family and the Cabo Ranch family man them that pop man and women, men and women that pass through. You know what I mean? Benjamin Howard, Howard Benjamin, Peter McCook, you know what I mean, Davel, Frederick. The list goes on and on. Yeah, people just keep coming through, showing love and support, and we appreciate it. And we want to let you guys know that it's our love and gratitude for you guys coming and showing support. Mr. Henry, it's a whole different topic. Mr. Henry, I don't know if you guys know what is it? HMH Farm. I just call him Mr. Henry Farm, but it's HMH Farms. And he was right beside us at the pavilion, and he was doing goat meat products and herbs, like seasoning. Yeah, he has that JA blends and jam goat meat. And we had so much fun under that stressful environment of trying to make sure we execute and present. And he's throwing people over to us. We're throwing people over to him. If people come to us first, they got to go over to him. And yeah, and if they go over to him, he send them over to us. And I'm gonna show his product right here. And if you don't know, now you know. We have it, and tomorrow we are eat this, right? Tomorrow we're cooking it. Yeah. So there is Mr. Henry. I don't know if he's here. Maybe he's tired. But that Mr. Henry product right there. And you guys should check it out because regardless of what people are saying, there is a gentleman that stick to his guns and say, yo, I am gonna at least show two products from my goat meat production. He had that and he had beef patties, right? He had give me beef patty, goat meat burger patties, right? Apart from the seasoning stuff. So it was fun. We had burgers for lunch. We threw the cheese on it. Yeah, it was fun. And I want to give a special. And we use rum cream for wash it down. Why you bringing in the rum cream? You know how much people out here hating me for the rum cream. Um, and yeah, it was fun. Next year I think we want to collaborate and do like one big tent and just like make it a fun environment that he can be there. We here, I go chat there, and make it fun. Howard says, "Stop it with the good the rum cream. Stop it with the rum cream, Trudy. Stop it." Oh, sorry, folks. That was some good rum cream that Trudy made, keeping me refreshed. And then to top off the the weekend, we had family from overseas that came through to help, right? Judy's brother and his family, Dean, big up, Merlin, came through. And trust me, if they didn't come, I think we would have been stuck there. One of us had to stay there the whole time. And we wouldn't be able to go walk around and see some people that we need to see. Went to Hypro and have that quick meeting over Hypro. We wouldn't have been able to do that together if Dane and his family, Dane and Merlin and the boys didn't come through and hang out a couple of days. It was really good, really helpful. And yeah, and then, Dane's son, Dane and Merlin's son took over the sales. Like he just know how to do the talk, how to get people engaged and, had that chit chat with them. So it was fun. Um, for us, everything happened for a reason, really, because being over by DBJ Pavilion, it's not as much traffic, but the people that came through, people who stopped and came through, are mostly decision makers, right? Like them, the number of people that came through that were either in a supervisory position or a management position, and I think Julie had maybe 3 or 4 orders for December, Christmas time. Possibly, yeah, because of people are thinking already of ideas for gift packages for their clients and for their team, and so yeah, it was a good look over there for that. It didn't have as much layman consumer traffic, but it had a lot of decision makers. Of course, it's you know over to say hi to the people who really control the purse, right? For a lot of small businesses development. So it was good. So we got a chance to go over by the livestock area. I went over there more than Trudy did because I keep getting messages to come through and to have conversations. So I checked out the goat show for briefly, the gold competition briefly. I want to give a shout out and maximum respect to all participants. And I'm going to say this right off the bat. Why? Sorry for the liquor man them. We can't afford the goat them or really enter the competition them. The goats that enter the competition, they looked amazing. Like the quality of these goats are like night and day from last year or 2 years ago. However, 80% of them are recent imports or AI, whatever it is. So I'm thinking is, how does a little man gonna get to this stage? It's gonna take a few years. And then when I thought I had like a glimpse of like thinking that, oh, maybe a couple of years they can buy then somebody tell me the price that they're selling the offsprings for. And I'm like, man, this is crazy. It's up there. I heard one goat got sold for like $700,000. I'm like, it blows my mind. I am not saying goat is not worth the 700,000 Jamaican dollars, but is that market really there? What is the plan? What is the plan? Like, what is the ROI on this? The return on investment. Like, how many years are they looking to really recoup, and what is the plan? And I'm not the only one thinking that. I had conversations with, people who really understand the business side of things at Denbigh, and they don't see it either. They really don't. And these are people who did it. One guy who did it, who had, I think he had 2 or 3 goats that come in, and now he's like, I don't know if I'll do it again because he's questioning the ROI. It's like he doesn't see how he's gonna make that money back, or how long it's gonna take him to make that money back. But I'm sure the people who did it import that type of animal. They'll make their money back because there's always people in the diaspora or somewhere that thinks there's a pot of gold. Once you start a goat farm in Jamaica, there's a pot of gold somewhere that you'll find. Trust me, there is. So they'll find somebody to sell these 400,000, 500,000, and if it's true, $700,000 goat too. I don't know how viable it is if the prices of these animals are that high. I don't know. But I'll leave it to them because I'm not into the show goat thing. So I'll leave it to them. But it's a conversation that has to happen. Or it's a continued conversation. It will always be a continued conversation on the price of these animals. And is it worth it? You know? I think what I'm gonna try to do, and here's the tough part: the people who do this, who bring the animals in, that type of animal, they don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna personally extend an invitation to Maki to come and talk about the plan, and I'm pretty sure he's not gonna accept. He's not gonna. He'll accept to come on the show, but he's not gonna want to talk about the plan. I'm almost guaranteed that he's not gonna want to talk about the plan, right? But I want to really try to find out. For me, I'm gonna share everything. I'm gonna try to get people information and let them feel like, okay, we're moving in the right direction. However, we can't feel good about it if somebody don't explain to us, say, here it goes. These animals come, we breed them up, we can sell them for this. The plan is take over the region, etc., etc. Right? Because not everybody will see the vision. So we need somebody to come and explain the vision to us. I can explain Cabby Ranch vision. We've been doing it over and over and over. How we see things rolling out. Why we have to go and get their real dairy goats. We explain all of that. I'm putting the same challenge out to the show goat people them who buy the show goats, to come and explain their vision to us, how they see it working out to justify the cost of the offsprings. Because at face value, you can say, yes, this imported genetics, the man them spend whole of money to get them here, yada, yada, yada. The list goes on and on. However, the price is up there, like crazy up there. And you can't, not because you buy an animal for 4 or 5 thousand US dollar, means that the market you bring that animal to can manage that cost. I don't think so. You know what I mean? Bringing trying to come to Jamaica and sell people Maybachs and Phantoms and Rolls Royce and all them things. It's only like 10 people be able to buy it. Do you get what I'm saying? Because the only a only the limited number of people have that kind of disposable income to say, yo, I'm going to just go buy a Rolls Royce. I'm just going to go buy a Phantom. I'm just going to buy a Maybach. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm asking the question because the price of the animals, it's I think it's a deterrence for some people getting in. But then again, I always say that and them always prove me wrong. Because I would never thought I'd go to that sale for 300, $400,000. And apparently it's routine now. You know? So I see Dr. Denny says, additionally, we are looking to export to the rest of the Caribbean. Yeah, I agree. Then somebody need to come explain to me the plan. How are we getting there? How are we getting there? What is the plan to get there? Having a whole lot of superior genetics into the country without a plan to get there. Tell me how we're going to get there. What is the plan to breed up to that number that we can say, yeah, time to start export some of this genetics? That's what I need. That's why I call him Maki, because I can call him Maki because if him tell me to go jump off our bridge, that's how it go. But, you know what I mean? I know I can take that with a grain of salt. But, I don't know if Mr. Bernard's going to answer my call to have a conversation about that. I don't know Miller like that to say, yo, come and explain to people. Give us a conversation about what the plan is, how you plan to get there. Who else? You know, Crawford, we know what Crawford's plan is, so that's self-explanatory. We know what Carbon Ranch plan is. It's been an open book. But the goats that are at that level, that, you know, Bernard and Mackey and Miller and those guys are importing, what is the ultimate plan? You know, I know in conversation with Mackey, he's been saying that he wants to be exporting animals to the region. I need to hear how to, what, maybe he doesn't want to tell people how he's going to get there. But nonetheless, in order for us to feel as a sector, feel encouraged and say, yo, these guys have a plan. You know what I mean? I can put support behind this, etc., etc. I would like to, like, you don't have to get into details, but just share the plan. Just say, yo, this is how I see it. You know, I get these in, it's a core nucleus herd, I build on it. The list goes on. The conversation, it's just my opinion. Mr. Henry, my name is brethren. You weren't even here with me. I showcased the your product, but y'all watch my cup. Hmm? Why you talking the truth? Why? My cup has Milo in it. Yeah. Alex, it's Harley. Trudy says that Milo is Horlicks. Yeah. Um. Oh, here. Let me take a minute. Just I'm gonna take this time to let you guys know. You look at my screen. You see Chelsea Best Farms. That's Natty from Chelsea Best Farm. And for you guys who didn't know that Natty had a health scare last month or so, and he's back home. He's back home, feeling better, almost 100%. And we've been praying and we've been sharing with people to pray and who can give blood, etc. He had leptospirosis, and it's a joy and a blessing to see him joining us again at iGoat Chat. I just want you guys to, big up our brethren, big up our part of iGoat family. Natty, good to see you. I know you and I spoke on the phone earlier this week, so it's good to hear your voice and good to have you back, bro. Enough respect and thanks for joining us and stay healthy. All right. Okay, back to the program. Um, so yeah, so my conversation, my own personal opinion about these expensive goats is it's just what we do on iGoat Chat. We explore these ideas, and I personally would love to have a conversation about what the plan is, what how they see it going forward. Know that we have these amazing animals. There's no doubt these animals are top of top animals. No nobody can say Jamaica have no second best animals. You know what I mean? These animals, some of them are champions in the US that are here now. You know what I mean? So if we're gonna rate our goats against America standard, and we have goats here who are that were national champion in the US, then we have the best of the best. Now what's the plan? Now that we have the best of the best, what's the plan? How do we maintain it? How do we improve it? How do we make a real business out of it? That's not limiting. Um, so what else at Denbigh besides the show? I saw the improvement in the goat barn. Um, yeah, it looks great. What's missing though, on a weekend like that, I think some farmers were smart enough to bring misters, fan with mister and stuff, but the whole barn needs a misting system if the show is gonna happen on a weekend like that every year. Because every time I go to Denbigh is scorching hot. So animals were in there panting. Animals were just the heat, humidity. It was overbearing. So I think a misting system. Is this dog mocking me? Is that what she's doing? Yeah. What are they doing? 1 second. Yeah. the barn needs a misting system to keep those animals cool. Because it was hard to see these animals panting, and they just look really hot. And we know they are. If I was dying under there, then I can just imagine what the animals were experiencing. But I think they pulled through, and I'm hoping that everybody's animals are home safe and no stress, no heat stress affecting them long term. But there were some amazing animals. Animals look great. Um, Dr. Denny says instead of benchmarking ourselves against the USA, we need to come up with our own national standards for goats. I already hear that will allow us to likewise charge a premium when exporting. I'll leave that to the people, Dr. Denny, that says we're getting a registry and we're getting a standard, and we're still waiting. You know, the sector took a massive hit on the untimely passing of Mr. Ferron. So I'm sure that program that they said they were working on, Mr. Ferron was a big part of it. I'm sure that's a major setback for them. And so we're going to have to wait and see. But you're right. Jamaica needs its own standard to assess these animals and to classify them and categorize them. And how do we register them? We definitely need our own system. But nonetheless, I think we're moving in the right direction. I'm, I, I, I felt encouraged that that whole section, livestock section, especially the small ruminants, was lively. There was excitement there. There was a lot of people going through. I think the livestock section of Denbigh is the small ruminants is a star. The goats especially is a star of that. I think people care too much. Well, when I was going through there and see the cow display, cow show, people didn't seem that interested. I think people are more amazed at how these goats look, the quality of these goats. And the barn is always filled with people going through, looking at the animals, people curious the cost of them, people curious of the age of these animals, how big they are, how old they are, and I think that's the star of the livestock section, and it needs to be capitalized on. I've made it very clear to everyone that I can talk to is that there should be livestock on that side, the barns on that side, and value added on the other side of the street, the other side of that driveway. So one stop shop. What did I say? I probably should call it the what? Small ruminants lane or something, or ruminants boulevard or livestock boulevard, whatever they need to call it, and it needs to be a prominent feature at Denbigh. Like, what I mean, people should know. People should put up sign this way to Livestock Boulevard, this way to, what I mean, see amazing boar goats go down that road, yeah. What I mean? Like, trust me, that is my vision of that section, because that's where, people are blown away by the animals. There's a lot going on at Denbigh, and there's a lot of innovations and a lot of amazing looking things. But the livestock section was so busy, and people were so amazed by the size of the animals, the look of the animals, and we need to, capitalize on it. So the animals there, Nutrimix had an amazing display as usual. But on the opposite side of that street, then you should have nice value-added booths that are, hmm? Yeah. Don't you agree? Yeah. Yeah, they were there, but we need to get it more organized and get it presented properly better, and so people can come and spend some money and inquire about investment, or the list goes on. You know what I mean? Because Dr. Young selling lotion, soap, milk, and there was a line up there. You know, I see Darren selling soap, and there was a big crowd around him van. You know what I mean? So it's the market is there. It goes to show you that if we have those value added products right on that boulevard, then it's a one stop shop, and the people don't need to go anywhere else to get their value added products from goat or sheep or cow. So on that note, yeah, it was. I think we're moving in the right direction. And also on the other side of it, I personally had great opportunity to network with some people. It's amazing the number of important people that come through there. You have to know they're there though. You have to know who they're coming to see. You have to those people have to tell you they're coming, and that's the tricky part. That's the tricky part because there's quite a few. I got the opportunity to meet quite a few what you call business people or VIPs that just casually came through with some people that I'm having conversation or meeting with, and they introduce themselves and they're like, oh, okay. So they all came through there, a lot of them, you know. The Ministry of Agriculture, after everything is said and done, him just randomly show up, sit there while he was standing there, us having a drink, having a real conversation about the sector. And then he just like, okay, see y'all later, and he's gone. There was no entourage or nothing. This was after all the hoopla of the prime minister and everybody. It was later on in the afternoon. He just randomly show up with no entourage, no nothing. So I think it's great for networking also. I personally gonna have conversation early with the relevant authorities and stakeholders for that section to see how we can have a more organized space for this and try to invite business people, investors, people with entrepreneurial mindset or successful entrepreneurs to come and talk. Like, I know they're doing their thing about AI and this and that, but we need to also, and I've been talking about this for a while, we need to also emphasize the business side of things. How do we turn it into a business? I said this already at the AGM. Everybody know how to take care of goat. Everybody know how to feed their goats. Everybody know when to give vaccination. Everybody know when to give injection. Everybody knows these things. What we need to start emphasizing and start hammering away is how do we turn it into a business? And I'm more than happy to have conversations on bringing in entrepreneurial minds, people who have have some great success in starting a business from scratch, or starting an agricultural business and from scratch and make a success out of it. You know, I would love to talk to the people, small ruminants people. I think Derek Dunn will be more open to that conversation than Bernard. So I'll pick up the phone and call him and see if I don't know if he'll still be around next year, but Yeah, I'll pick up the phone and call Don and have a real conversation with him. I think Derek is receptive as a real businessman. Bernard's a real businessman too, but Derek more have more conversation with him than I have with Bernard. So I will take that I'll take on that initiative myself. Who else is volunteering for something? Put up on a hand. Yeah, if you're volunteering to take something on, put up your hand. If you plan for us to move this forward and you feel like you have something to bring to the table, put up your hand. Nobody now put up them hand. Nobody now take on other people's business. I'll I'll volunteer Mr. Henry because Mr. Henry is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to entrepreneurial initiatives. So, you know, I know for sure that he will be more than willing to help in any way he can, as long as it's positive and we don't get into the arms house. All right. What else? Why is Orette Jackson lost? What is he lost on? Is it a female or a male? It looks like a man to me. All right, what are you lost on? Elaborate, please. Maybe we can explain. Oh, they're talking about something else. I don't know if he's talking to me. Darren says Denbigh was a catalyst that makes a positive shift in all things small ruminants. Watch the space. Oh, all right, volunteer for what? I was being cheeky, bro. I was saying that if you have a special skill or a special thing that you need to offer to move the needle forward on the business side of things, I was saying volunteer. So let's say you're good at marketing and you know how to develop a marketing plan or whatever. I'm saying volunteer. If you know how to do a business plan, you're really good at it, and you're willing to help some people do a business plan, volunteer to say, yo, let me help you out, some people. Or you were willing to talk at Denbigh next year on how to do this. But if you're a lawyer that knows how to set up a business and do it efficiently and quickly, you can volunteer to have a little quick workshop at Denbigh next year, explain to people the benefits of it, whatever. What if what if you're a tax lawyer or you work in the government and tax thing and you know how to be tax compliant, the benefits of all of that, and you willing to come and talk to people about it and let them know it's not as hard as they see it. The tax system is not their enemy, etc. Because we have had people from the tax department come on the show and talk about this stuff. That's what I mean when I say volunteer. Put your hand up. All right. Um, Davel, big respect. Jelly water was sweet, virgin. Guys, I want to give a special shout out to Davel. You guys saw Davel's quote where he cut a whole heap of jelly on Caricoma Denbigh and gave it away. Go around and give it to him friends and people who want jelly. I see David and David, I say, oh, I'll bring you some jelly. And we stop at this booth, right? And David give the people them at the booth some jelly. And him not know them from nobody. Him not know them. It's not like they're part of our little circle. We're just passing by and the people them stop us and ask us to come taste them product. And David say, oh, you want some jelly? Me have jelly, man. Yeah, man. me not sell them, just hear some deer jelly. And him have him guy, him friend, cut them and everything and get them on them the jelly. So we have to big up Davel. Like that's somebody that you know have a solid heart, and we have to big him up and just show enough love for that. And Denbigh overall was a great experience. You know, the needle is moving in the right direction. But on the other side of it, man, there was some subplots. Trust me, I could make a lot of money off of YouTube if I start a show called The Life and Whatever of Jamaica's Small Ruminants Sector. The amount of subplots that were going on that people are trying to pull me into, and I'm like, no, I'm not here for that. I don't want to hear about your problems. I don't want to hear about who upset you. I don't want to hear about who a fight against you. I don't want to hear why. Yo, it list goes on and on from the top to the bottom. From the top to the bottom. Yo, I'm like, seriously? It never ends. You know what I mean? Big respect to the winners. You know what I mean? Herdman. Herdman, Herdman have to make everybody know. You know what I mean? And I respect Herdman for his efforts, and he never stop until, him have a trophy. But boy, man, I tell you, big respect. I'm have to big up my brethren Omar from Boscobel. The man have a heart of gold, solid, 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 solid. One big him up. You know what I mean? Enough respect. But it was fun for me to just observe and not be a competitor and not have a horse in the race. So I can just listen to them and just laugh and just enjoy the environment and hear the man them go off and who try to calm people down, and you know it's interesting. It's that side of it. Boy, a good thing me I grew up truly. Me I tell you, say a good thing me I get old and I grow up and I mature. Because this iGoat chat would have be a different iGoat chat. If it was like 3 years ago when they dip on the thing, this iGoat chat would be a different iGoat chat. But me I grew up and me I keep it, stay away from the passa passa. When I don't get as much viewers anymore, because me know where I'm moving to, you know, just trying to educate people and try to move the needle forward. Me not trouble nobody no more. Not get into nobody things, but boy, whew, it's so tempting. It is so. Maybe I have to start a whole different show for that. It is so tempting, boy. Whew. But um, I'll leave it alone. I will leave it alone because we have enough problems. I'm on answer. We're trying to, elevate Cabra Ranch to the next level. We got all these products that we're trying to put on the market. Everybody knows what we're trying to do, and I have to reserve that energy to put into this, what we're doing. Right, Trudy? And Trudy always at them for leave the thing alone, so it's not like me having the support over here when it comes to the passa passa. Trudy always I say, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Do not get in there. Don't talk about it. Yeah. Howard Benjamin. Oh, it's Howard was Howard's first time entering Denbigh. Howard Benjamin. I don't even know what was the result. Is he on? Yeah. I didn't even ask because it never mattered to me if he won or not. I just was happy he was there. Peter McCook. Like, won't you leave me alone, Mr. McCook? Like, I'm having Horlicks, Virgin. I'm having Horlicks. It does good for the body. Yeah, that's Omar. Yeah, Omar. Yeah, you see, I never remember that Omar first time at them because I always see my grazing. But it's Omar first time at them to big respect. And Omar was in a lot of finals. Like he was like down to the last four or something like that. So, Omar, did you get any ribbons? You got a second place, which is great, which is amazing because, yo, these people, them man serious about them thing. You know what I mean? And that's what we need. We need people who are, well, most good farmers that go to them be serious about them thing. Every one of them, to be honest, very serious about them thing. They don't take, yes, see the man get, Omar get a second place. Big up, Bridget. Big up. That's one thing about Jamaica goat farmers. Them passionate. Passionate. So Davos said there were a lot of surprises. We're heading in the right direction. Yes, we are. We are heading in the right direction, and I'm happy for it. Um, so I'm trying to stay positive, and we're not trying to elevate no arms out, just moving forward. But make no mistake about it. If someone come across me and I feel like me have to address, me I gotta address it. It will be a topic of discussion if it deserves to talk about. If I need to let my people know the truth about something or get answers to something, it will be discussed. So make no mistake about that. But as for giving them the props on how things are moving forward, they all get it. They get it. You know what I mean? They're moving it in the right direction. Um, Let me see what else. What else at Denbigh? The Small Ruminants Association had a massive tent. They had the restaurant side going, restaurant and bar, and then they had the side on the side there where they were doing demonstrations. They did a live AI procedure with Dr. Young and her team. They had the Minister of Agriculture in there, and I assume there was a lot of speakers and stuff was supposed to happen there. Because we're over on the other side of the compound, we didn't get to participate in any of that and what they have there. But maybe Davel can tell us a list of the speakers and all the events that happen in that tent. Um, but it's a right move. It's the right direction they're going. I just want now to introduce more business teachings, more educate people more on how to start making money out of this. What they need to do. We've talked about it a lot, so I think the powers that be need to pick up and say, yo, let's start bringing in some bank managers, some marketing people, and successful entrepreneurs to come and talk for 10, 15 minutes. You don't need a lot of time. You know what I mean? Leaders of these corporations that we're buying from. You know what I mean? Your general manager, Nutramix, or whoever. You know what I mean? I know I can get the hyper, one of the managers or head guy from hyper to come give us 15 minutes. I know that. I'm not even guessing. Yeah. And we can do the same from Nutramix. It shouldn't be hard. You ask in advance, you beg, you keep asking until them say yes. And you're not asking for a lot of time. You just ask for 15 minutes or 20 minutes. And should be able to do it. Yeah, they always say the Small Rooms Association is the conduit to everything. That's what the ministry say all the time. They are the only ones that are recognized to get anything. Anything that's coming down the pipeline, it goes through the Small Women's Association. Take note of that. That's why it's so important that Small Women's leadership is on point. Because they are a direct conduit to the ministry. Big up Mr. Shenley on a locally grown buck that was first. That was first place. Great. Yes, Maximilian. We need more of that. We need more of that. Was he there or was he satellite? Was he like Zoom or something? Huh? Yeah. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Like we need more of that. We need more successful representatives in this space to motivate people to let them know it can be done. Not even just goat people, anything. You know what I mean? Anything. Just be successful and people who have really good entrepreneurial skills or leadership skills. Um, hmm? O'Neill spoke. Oh, that's great. So I missed out on a lot. I stand corrected on some other things, but it's the right direction. You know, it's the right direction. We need way more of that. We need people to start telling people how they can do it, the little things they need to do. Nati, let's have a conversation on where you need support and what kind of support we're talking about. All right, let's have a conversation about it and see how we can get the powers that be involved and what areas we're talking about support. Let's not talk about the Mackey interview, Max. Sure, you don't want to talk about the Mackey interview. Yeah, we need more business people because at the end of the day, we want to show people that they can turn this into a business. We can turn this, Peter. Yeah, yeah. We that's what we need. I'm talking about it because from I went to the AGM, and I'm saying this from a point of positivity. I don't want people to feel semi I bash nobody. I'm talking about this from what I saw. On an average, Jamaican goat farmers that are active in the space, they know how to take care of goat. I not lie about that. I tell you. If anybody remember at the AGM was there, when those questions were asked about how to take care of goats and you win a bag of feed or you win whatever, like nobody was hesitating. The answers were coming like this. We know at this point these people have a good grasp on how to take care of goats. What we're lacking, and I know this for a fact, is how do we turn it into a business? There's not a lot of successful goat farm in Jamaica. Not a lot. And we need to turn that around. Just like how we turn around the husbandry, and make most people know how to take care of goat. Now look at the goats at Denbigh, man. Look how wonderful and nice and round, and those goats look healthy and everything. I don't care if they're AI or imported, whatever. You still have to take care of them, and they look good. So let's turn our focus now on how do we make it a business. Get business people involved. Get business people to start teaching us. And we've been talking about here on iGoat chat about registering your business, bank account, TCC, all that stuff. So let's keep at it. All right, I think that's enough talking for one night. Oh, we can't. You can't see it. Oh, and most of the conversation is happening on Facebook. Howard, sorry about that. I guess I have to start overlay the thing so people can see the whole conversation. There's an overlay feature. I don't know if it's working. Judy, say something in the comments. Let me see if it shows up in the overlay. There's my aunt, and she's on Facebook. So, hi, Auntie Jasmine.
Yep, it's coming up now.
Yeah.
Sometimes just start over the whole chat.
Can't do that. But I'll learn for next week to make sure that I do the overlay so the people, everybody can see everything that's going on. That's a good thought. Thank you, Howard.
Auntie look young.
Hmm? What?
Auntie look young.
Who that?
What's that, Maxim?
Max? Yeah. That's my that's my aunt auntie from Atlanta. Hmm. Um, Auntie Jasmine, we link. I'm not gonna try to come off of this. I'm saying myself to mix more Milo. Yes. Alex Richard, Milo. Milo darker than this. It's Alex. We're working. We're working on it. We're working on making more Alex that we can share with our friends like you. Okay, Mr. Henry? And Peter McCook and Howard and everybody. We're gonna try to get enough for everybody to enjoy. Yo, Darren, don't start with me now. Darren, don't start with me, Bridget. I don't know where you get it that a lot of good farms start in the last 1 to 4 years. Is that a joke? You must be joking, bro. 1 to 4 years? Darren, let's be real, bro. Goods farm been happening in Jamaica for years. Long time. 4 years? Importation of animals when they matter about importation from the 90s. When Dr. Graham and them, Laura Robinson, all them people. There's a man down the street down here seeing them say they have goat we have offspring from that import. So don't tell them about the 1 to 4 years, bro. This thing been happening for a long time. So that's a whole different conversation. What I'm saying is we need to change the focus. Now that everybody knows how to take care of goat, let's shift the focus to how to turn it into a real business. How to register the farm or register yourself as a business running the farm, and how to make money from it and not just a hobby or have some animals. There are different options and different approach and different models that people can take and make the goat them start earn for them. If everybody here disagree with me, let me know. Or if you agree, let me know, because I know that when we get into this, when I started getting into these, that was what, 2017, 2016, 2017, when I started going into these groups, there was a lot of people in there. A lot of people having the similar conversation they're having now, to be honest. People always been passionate about goat. You know what I mean? Alarcha had whole heap of goat. TJ, when we buy the first 7 goats from TJ, TJ had hundreds of goat. Remember? We see those goats coming in, it was like non-stop, they just keep coming. And that was 2018. We're in 2023 now.
So he said farms are serious about goat farming. Your goat business.
TJ was serious. Are you still serious? You know what I mean? Mr. Cardner. Remember the man who sell us the drum molasses? He had hundreds and hundreds of goats. He was dead serious about it. He was supplying meat to people. And that became an issue because of these people that were around him decided to start robbing him. Told us the whole story. So I know there's a lot of serious people about it for a while. The conversation needs to shift about how do you make it a real business. Man have hundreds and hundreds of goat and couldn't turn it into a business. Couldn't figure out how to structure his production, that he had product, say every 2 weeks or every month or whatever. He was just selling on the hoof, or a man call him and say, man, X amount of meat and process it and thing. I'm talking about what Mr. Henry is doing. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, structure. I'm making it breathe. Truth is like, get on with it, get on. I'm like, no, I'm letting it breathe, Truth. I'm letting it breathe. You know what I mean? Yeah, all right. We're saying the same thing. We're saying the same thing. I don't think I don't think those people weren't serious. What I think they were lacking is knowledge. They don't know how about, you know, many people say them I get into business, but them don't really know how to run a business. They don't know how to structure a business. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is the people who are passionate about good business but don't know how to run a business, let's get them some help. Let's get people in the space to talk about how you structure it, what the different things you need to put in place, operation procedures, different things that this is where you structure a business. It's not because they're not serious, it's they don't know how. It's like the man who open restaurant and say them a make a money, but them not really a make a money, them only a collect cash to pay for what them already buy. They don't think about, okay, how do I scale it to make a profit? The man where I sell have a start on the thing, enough money on it, have start on the thing, them not really a make a money. Them a collect money. But they not really make a money. And that's what I'm talking about. But they're passionate about it. They committed to it. Them get up every day and go out there. But nobody tell them but they don't have the know-how of what it takes to make it a real business. The profit margins. Why are you buying from the supermarket to stock your stall? You need to go find a wholesale man to stock your stall. The profit margin on that goods is higher if you get it from a wholesale versus if you get it from a supermarket. That type of stuff. All right, let's call it a night. Um, Anything else? Any questions?
Said she looked like going to work.
Let me say this one thing, Darren. I fully understood your statement. I didn't misunderstand the statement. The issue I have with the statement is the 1 to 4 years means the people before weren't serious. They were. They were dead serious. They were more passionate about it, just as the new guys are. It's the know-how. It's the knowledge. How do you make it a business? That's what's lacking. That's why a lot of people give it up because they don't know how to make it into a business. What are the different things that needs to be in place? And these people that come in the last 3 years too will give it up if they don't know how. If they keep losing, they will give it up. You got more educated people in, but there's a lot of educated people that I've talked to over the last 2 years who have no clue how to turn this into a business. The number of calls I get on how to get a TCC for them goat farm, because the same approach is like, oh, it's a goat farm, one can do whatever. No, we need to start telling people the benefits of making it a business, officially a business. So you're recognized in the system as a business, the benefits of it, the import benefits, the tax benefits, the manufacturing benefits. There's a lot in place that people can benefit from if their business is in order, if they are structured properly. It's there. And that's what I'm talking about when I say bring people in and let people know how it's done. Everything a secret of Jamaica from top to bottom. The man not tell you how them get them thing done. But we are willing to share, and I'm asking others to share. Bring people in and share the information. Jasmine, Auntie Jasmine. Well, it look like people don't want to go on all night. We have to go table the rest of this side of the conversation for a later date. Because we're over the hour or hour and 22 minutes. And um, so I could trying to
Natty
keep up.
Natty said stay till 9 p.m.
Hmm?
Natty said stay till 9 p.m.
Yeah, I don't mind as long as you know what I mean, as long as it's the message is received. Well, Auntie Jasmine, Mr. Henry, why you instigating my aunt? What did she ask?
Are you gonna make milkshakes in different flavors?
That's a trade secret. That's what it is. I don't know what the right term is when people don't tell you what they're doing with their product. My belief is the people that had the passion for goats in the years before and took the time to raise them goats and have hundreds of goat, dozens or hundreds of goat, they have great intentions. Um, it's just certain information and certain resources wasn't made accessible to them. Nobody tell them how they can get this done. There's far in between. The change I would like to see is on platforms like this, platforms like Denbigh, that successful entrepreneurs or business people or this professionals, whatever, talk directly to these people and explain to them. Put it on a whiteboard so they can see what he's talking about. Show them diagrams of how it happens, how you go from 10 gold to 100 gold and packaging and, you know. A few months ago, I talked about the meat thing and how people should start with what they got and a little machine, packaging machine. Where's that packaging machine, Judy? I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. That this what I'm talking about is not some massive investment. I'm gonna show you a machine that when I said a man can sell one goat and buy this machine. This is a packaging, the vacuum machine. This is what we use to vacuum package all the cheese, right? And this machine is, I think, little over 100 US dollar, right? How much Jamaican dollar is a hundred? Let's say 150 US dollar. How much? How much Jamaican dollar that is? 23,000. Call it 24,000 Jamaican dollar. You can buy two of them for one graded goat, or buy a better one, a higher thing. So what I'm saying that we just gotta show people how they can make it happen. The machine is not expensive, but you can sit here and package your meat. So you package, you cut up your meat, whatever, you spend the evening to package it, 2, 3 hours. You know how much packages of meat you can make with this machine? And you look professional. Just slap on your label on it like how Mr. Henry thing look. And you're good to go. You're starting a brand. Even if only you have one goat for package. But that goat meat is packaged and ready to go. 2 pound packages. Whatever it is, you're starting. You get into the habit of doing the right thing. Presenting your product professionally. That's what I'm talking about. If you can sell a goat, you can take some of that money. Let's say you have 10 goats to sell. And we know that the average cost to get a kid to like 40 to 4 months or whatever is maybe $30,000. But that graded kid can sell for $60,000. So you are double your input, double your profit, 100% profit. You can take some of that profit and invest it into a machine like that if you're serious. And it's not that these guys are not serious, they don't know. Nobody showed them. Nobody say, yo, this is what you can do. And that's where we're getting at. This is what I'm trying to get at, to let people know. You can do this. And next thing you know, you do that, then next thing you know, you're a step above the rest. You have a nice little label on your packaging, and it's a start. If somebody asks me what this is, Gigi, you're asking me what the machine is?
Henry. Yes, Mr. Henry.
Oh,
I think he was talking about the ready program.
hmm? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And here's Mr. Natia said there's butchers don't know the cuts. You can learn the cuts yourself. The information is readily available on various sites online. And you can get your own operation license as a butcher. You can have your own small little abattoir. You'll be amazed the standard and what it really takes. It's not a lot. You just have to let the inspector know when you're processing, and they come and inspect and stamp it, and you're good to go. It's not. It's just putting in the extra work, putting in a little more effort into it. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. It doesn't take a lot. I would suggest if you want to get into meat, I suggest you call the health department in your area, and you could find out what does it take to have your own little processing thing on your property. If you have a farm that you want to do meat from, and they have a whole outline of what the abattoir should be, and you'd be amazed. It's not a lot. You know what I mean? Or if not, you go somewhere and get it processed and bring it back. If you can do it where you are. But the idea of getting into the practice and getting to the habit of packaging, preparing your product for market is the best thing to do. It's the best thing to do. You don't have to be selling to a whole heap of people. You may just have 4 people you're selling to. You know, a teacher, a doctor, a nurse, you know what I mean, your virgin that works at NHT. I don't know, I'm not speaking random people. And you consistently supply them. Or you team up with the likes of Mr. Henry and say, yo, Mr. Henry, when we have XY, when we have go to we meet your standard, whether it's 6 months, 8 months, what deal we can come up with, so me just give you the animal and you pay me. That's another route you can take. Because I'm sure Mr. Henry know that everybody will call him because him just slaughter Denbigh and mash up Denbigh with him burger and him meat thing. I'm sure he's going to need animals. He's going to need meat. There's no question about it. He's going to need meat. So people in and around female can start supplying with meat as long as you're reasonable with the price. As long as you're, common sense know, say, yo, this is what it is. In order for Mr. Henry to make a money, it have to be at a certain price. But you now have to deal with certain things. I'm just saying. That's how I see it. You see everything that's happening in this chat right now. Just this is what I'm talking about. Stimulating conversation that we can start sharing information, real helpful information. Real helpful information is being shared and conversations are happening that people that should move the needle forward. And mind you, only the people that are really serious are going to take advantage, I don't know that already. Maybe what is it, 2%, 1%? That's what the professionals them say. But we still, if we can get that 1%, 2% active and engaged, then we're making a difference. That's all I'm trying to do right here, is to get people engaged in this conversation and share information. Sharing information is key. Sharing is caring. I always say that. So if we can just continue this conversation, continue to share information. Everybody know iGoat chat is where everything gets shared. Mostly we doing the sharing because we're not afraid to tell people what we do and how we do it. But I'd love to see what's happening now in the chat where conversations are happening and informations are being shared, and people are actually engaging in how to move forward and make something out of them operation. And as Dr. Young say, yo, the people are there. If you want to know, you just have to seek. What the good book said, Trudy? Seek and you shall find. Ask and it will be answered unto you. Knock and they may open the door. But knock again until you can kick it down. If them peek out, push your finger through the wall as sounds a big silly, but yeah. So it works. See? All this information flowing from one little discussion. One little discussion. See, Darren says, you know what I mean, the processing has to take place in a controlled environment. It's true. But when we inquired here about creating an abattoir, the health department had what do they call it? They had a schematic drawing, and they had the requirements in like a booklet or something. And the representative from the health department let us know it's not something big. It's just certain requirements they require. One requirement they mentioned though they had to have is a what do you call it, soak away pit. Because the blood and all that stuff has to go into that soak away pit. That was a mandatory thing they told us we need to have. But you'll be amazed how simple and cost effective the investment is to be able to have your own operation, licensed operation. You can just call the examiner and say, yo, I'm processing Thursday. Okay, come Thursday afternoon, late afternoon, come inspect and whatever. And there's a thing called CoolBot that you can create a cooling room at a cost effective price, at like cheaper than if you have to buy a fridge, a big fridge. You can actually build it yourself with a device that will make a window air conditioner go all the way down to like a fridge. Things called CoolBot. And you can turn Like you can build your own liquor room. They even have the schematics on their website that you can build your own liquor room and slaughter your animals and put it in there and cool that down until tomorrow you can decide to cut it up because it's cool down to really to like almost freezing and the animal is good for cutting up the next day. There's technology out there, there's resources out there to make these things affordable and it's not overwhelming. It just take a little fortitude.
There's three messages.
What?
Circle is stainless steel mesh.
I know you always say. Which message? Put them up.
No, hold on.
Yep. Yeah, Darren, you're right. It's not a lot. Yeah, it is not a lot that's required to have your own abattoir. And yes, Mr. Howard, Mr. and Howard, yeah, the cool bot, an AC unit in an insulated room, perfect for meat cooling. Yeah, it's not a freezer, it's a cooler. So if you process your animals today and you know you can't cut them up till tomorrow, you put them in this cooler and it cools it and keep it fresh till the next day you cut it up and package it out instead of trying to kill yourself the same day. You can do the same with chicken. You can do it's a hack. It is actually a hack. I'm gonna see if we can find the website.
Mr. Henry gave one. Hold on.
Hmm?
Garth is a licensed butcher.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mr. Henry gave the link from Amazon.
No, but I want the website so they can see the schematics of how this thing work. Like they give you crazy. Here's the website, the Coolbot website with the product. If you guys go there and explore this website, they have they have like mock-ups of small rooms, large rooms that you and how to do it and what's required to do it. And I'm not saying everybody can do this, but what I'm saying is it gives you ideas, it gives you motivation to say you're not that far off to be able to afford to do these things. You may already have a little room that's you can hang meat, goat in a car. You only need to cut the goat down the side or whatever and hang it on the thing till the next day when you can cut it up. So you don't need a hell of a lot of space. You know what I mean? You just need somewhere where you can hang it and it's cool down to the required temperature to keep it safe till the next day. You can build a concrete shed and insulate it and you're good to go. But there's technology out there. There's technology out there that helps people get these things done.
Well, Darren put a YouTube video too.
Yeah. So I'm saying is share information like this. That's all I'm saying. Let's have these conversations. Let's help each other get there. Let's help each other. Let's people know that what we're talking about is not that far fetched. And it's because a lot of these people don't know. A lot of people don't know that the technology is there, the know-how is there, the cheat code is there, the hack is there. A lot of people don't know. So they just think they're stuck. They think they need this elaborate investment or this elaborate setup to move forward. No, you don't. No, you don't. See, here's you know saying that. You can get a whole freezer truck and put set up with the air conditioner and the cool bath, and you have yourself a good cooling room, a fridge for storing meat, for cool on the meat. It's that simple. That's a great idea, not I'm gonna look for one myself. Yeah. All I'm saying. But you have to have the mindset of taking money off your sales of these goats with the big picture in mind that you have to invest some of this money in this equipment. In order to grow, you have to be able to reinvest some of this money. And that's where the business people come in and tell you how to do it, how to scale it, how to pay yourself, how to reinvest the money, how to structure the business so you have consistent revenue. You can't do this with a wishy-washy production system when you don't know when you have revenue. You have to be able to set it up so you know that, yo, I am going to have revenue, products to sell, whether it's goat or meat, every month, every 2 months. Here on Cabe Ranch, we know every 2 months we're kidding. So basically, every 2 months we have goat kids for sale. Every day we're milking, and we have to make sure kidding is happening every 2 months so we can milk every day because these goats are coming online. Goats are going offline in the program, the milking program. Goats are coming in the milking program, and it has to be year round in order for us to continuously have milk year round. It's a little more intense, management wise, but which business isn't? Which business you mean? You know, if you go to a supermarket and them decide to them lock up, on one Tuesday or on or a Thursday, and say them not have nothing, how would you feel? So I'm saying, them still have to run it. You still have to make sure say them there's products on the shelf. It's the same. It is the same. You want to run a business, that it take. But then again, if you want it to be a hobby thing, then just go on with your thing. Don't worry about all of this so we are talking about. There you go. Is it the time to call it a night? Run my mouth enough. All right. I guess I should call it a night since think I've talked about this enough. And I will see you guys next week. Oh, maybe not. Next week I have other engagement, but maybe the beautiful Judy. We don't know. You don't know. Yeah, next week for me is not gonna happen. Um, but we'll let you guys know. Thanks, Auntie Jasmine. We know it's good to see you join us. A long time when I see you log on. A long time when I see the clan log on. But good to see you. We'll let you guys know when we're back because it look like the next week or so is gonna be crazy. Good night, and you guys take care of yourself and enjoy the rest of the weekend. And we will see you soon. But we'll be posting and keeping you guys up to date. All right. Auntie Jasmine says she usually out at this time, boy. Party life, Auntie Jasmine, yeah. Can't keep hot girl at home. Yes, Davel, respect. And we'll see you guys soon, since we're not sure about next Saturday. All right. All right. See you guys.